Chosen one, your ex just realized you're not ordinary. They helped commit a spiritual crime against you. Listen closely with your heart open, because this moment carries a weight that cannot be ignored, and what is unfolding around your life right now is not ordinary or random. It is deeply spiritual and filled with meaning that could change everything for you if you receive it gently and completely. There was a time when you were overlooked, misunderstood, and treated as if your presence did not carry any light, yet heaven was watching every silent tear and every quiet prayer that you offered with trembling hope. Type 333 if you believe. The truth is rising now like the morning sun that refuses to stay hidden, and those who once dismissed you are beginning to feel a shift that they cannot explain with human understanding. There was something sacred placed inside your life from the very beginning, something that others could not fully see but could somehow feel in your presence, and that unseen light made some hearts uncomfortable because it revealed what they were not ready to face within themselves. Your past connection with that person was not just emotional or physical, it carried a deeper layer where spiritual boundaries were crossed, where your kindness was taken lightly, and where your soul was not honored the way it deserved to be cherished. Yet even in that broken place, God did not step away from you, and He did not allow the harm to define your future or your worth. Like this video, and subscribe to this channel if you believe in God. If this touches your heart deeply, take a gentle moment to like this video as a sign that you are ready to receive what God is revealing and restoring in your life right now. There were moments when you felt drained without knowing why, as if something invisible was pulling your energy away, leaving you confused and heavy. But now clarity is coming like a soft light entering a dark room. What happened was not just emotional pain, it carried a spiritual weight, because your peace was disturbed in a way that should never have been allowed, and yet God saw it all with complete understanding and quiet authority. He never left you in that place, even when it felt like silence surrounded you. And now He is gently lifting the veil, so you can understand that what you experienced was not a reflection of your weakness, but a sign of the strength that was being shaped inside you. Your ex is beginning to feel this realization in ways they cannot fully describe, as if something inside them is awakening to the truth they once ignored. And it is not coming from pride or control, but from a quiet recognition that they mishandled something sacred. This awareness is not meant to bring fear into your heart. It is meant to show you that God is restoring balance in ways that go beyond human effort or explanation. What was taken lightly is now being seen clearly, and what was once hidden is now being revealed with gentle but undeniable truth. Type 777 if you trust in God. You were never ordinary, even in your lowest moments, when you doubted your own value and questioned your place in the world, because God placed something unique and irreplaceable within you that cannot be copied or destroyed. That divine imprint remained untouched, even when others failed to see it, and now it is rising to the surface in a way that brings healing, clarity, and quiet confidence into your spirit. The pain you carried is not being wasted. It is being transformed into a deeper understanding of your worth and a stronger connection with the love that God has always held for you. There is a calm strength growing inside you now, a steady peace that does not depend on external validation or temporary approval, and it is guiding you gently toward a life that reflects truth instead of confusion. You are no longer standing in the same place where you once felt lost, because something within you has shifted in a way that cannot be reversed. And that shift is coming directly from God's presence, working quietly within your heart. What once felt like rejection is now becoming redirection, and what once felt like loss is now becoming restoration in a form that is deeper and more meaningful than before. Your story is not defined by what was done to you, but by what God is doing through you now, and that truth is unfolding with a quiet power that cannot be stopped or delayed. The awareness that your ex is experiencing is not meant to pull you backward. It is meant to confirm that what you carried was real and valuable, even when it was not treated that way at the time. This realization is not your burden to carry. It is simply a reflection of the truth that is now being revealed in its own time. You are being lifted into a new space where your heart feels lighter, your spirit feels stronger, and your understanding feels clearer. And this is not something that anyone can take away from you, because it is coming directly from God's restoring touch. The wounds are being softened, the confusion is being replaced with peace, and the heaviness is being replaced with a quiet joy that grows gently within you each day. The silence that once surrounded your pain is now being filled with a quiet understanding that brings comfort instead of confusion. And that shift is not coming from outside approval, but from a deeper connection with God that is growing stronger within you every single day. What once felt like a dark and endless moment is now becoming a place where light is softly returning, showing you that nothing you experienced was meaningless or wasted. There was a time when you carried questions inside your heart that had no clear answers, and you wondered why someone could come so close to your life and still fail to honor the love and sincerity you gave so freely. That confusion created a space where doubt tried to grow, whispering thoughts that made you question your worth, your kindness, and even your ability to trust again. Yet God never allowed those whispers to become your truth, because He was quietly protecting the deeper part of you that remained untouched and unbroken, even when everything around you felt uncertain and painful. What if abundance had always been influenced by a hidden brain signal, buried in classified records, and never fully disclosed to the public? This frequency is now creating new pathways, attracting opportunities, and reshaping lives faster than expected. Thousands are already using it to draw wealth like never before. Click the link in the description and comments now and activate the money-attracting brainwave today. The connection you once had was not random or without purpose, because even the difficult experiences are used by God to shape something meaningful within your spirit. What happened revealed more than just the other person's actions. It revealed your strength, your capacity to love deeply, and your willingness to remain gentle even when you were hurt. That is not weakness, and it never was, because only a strong and faithful heart can continue to hold kindness after experiencing pain that could have easily turned it cold. There is a quiet healing happening now that does not demand attention or recognition, yet it is powerful in ways that cannot be measured by human understanding. Your heart is learning to breathe again without the pressure of trying to be understood by someone who could not see your true value, and your spirit is beginning to rest in a place where peace feels natural instead of distant. This is the work of God moving gently within you, restoring what was strained and strengthening what was always meant to remain. Type 1919 to receive miracles. There are moments when you may still remember what was lost and feel a soft ache that reminds you of how much you once cared. But even those memories are being transformed into something lighter and less painful as time continues to move forward. You are not being asked to forget or erase your past, because every part of your journey has meaning, but you are being guided to release the weight that no longer belongs in your life. That release is not forced or rushed. It is happening naturally as your heart learns to trust the peace that God is placing within you. Your ex is now facing a realization that comes with its own quiet discomfort, because understanding what they once failed to see brings a sense of awareness that cannot be ignored. This is not about punishment or regret in a harsh sense. It is about truth rising gently but firmly into their understanding, showing them that what they were given was far more valuable than they recognized at the time. That realization belongs to them, just as your healing belongs to you, and both are unfolding in their own way, without needing to cross paths again. You are stepping into a new understanding of yourself that feels calm, grounded, and real, without the need to prove anything to anyone. There is a freedom in that space that allows you to exist as you are, without the pressure of being misunderstood or overlooked. This freedom is not loud or overwhelming. It is quiet and steady, like a soft breeze that reminds you that you are safe and supported in ways that go beyond what you can see. God is not only restoring your peace, He is also opening your eyes to the beauty of who you have always been, even in moments when you could not see it clearly yourself. That beauty is not based on perfection or external validation. It is rooted in the sincerity of your heart and the strength of your spirit. It is something that remains constant, even when circumstances change, and it is something that cannot be taken away by anyone who fails to recognize it. The path ahead of you is not the same as the one you walked before, because you are no longer carrying the same weight or the same uncertainty. You are moving forward with a deeper awareness that protects your peace and honors your worth, and that awareness is becoming a guide that helps you navigate your life with clarity and confidence. This does not mean that everything will always feel easy, but it does mean that you are no longer walking without understanding or direction. There is a gentle strength in you now that was not as visible before, and it is growing with each passing day as you continue to trust the process that God is unfolding in your life. This strength does not come from forcing yourself to move on or pretending that everything is fine. It comes from allowing yourself to heal honestly and completely, without rushing or denying what you have felt. That honesty is what allows true healing to take place, and it is what brings lasting peace into your heart. Type 1212 if you walk by faith. You are not defined by what someone else failed to see in you, and you never were, because your worth has always been placed within you by God, not determined by another person's understanding or actions. That truth is becoming clearer now, and it is helping you let go of the need to seek validation from places that could never truly provide it. You are learning to stand in your own light, to feel secure in your own presence, and to trust that what is meant for you will recognize your value without confusion. As you continue forward, you will notice that your heart feels lighter, your thoughts feel calmer, and your spirit feels more at ease with each step you take. This is not something temporary or fragile. It is a lasting change that is rooted in the quiet work that God is doing within you. It is a transformation that does not need to be announced or explained, because it speaks for itself through the peace that you carry and the strength that you show. What you went through was real, and it mattered, but it does not have the power to hold you back anymore, because you are no longer standing in the same place where the pain once defined your experience. You have moved beyond that space, even if the journey has been slow and quiet, and you are now stepping into something that feels more aligned with who you truly are. This is your restoration, not as something dramatic or overwhelming, but as something steady, real, and deeply comforting. This space may feel unfamiliar at first because you became used to carrying emotional weight that never truly belonged to you, yet now that it is being lifted, your spirit is learning how to rest again in a way that feels gentle and safe. What you are experiencing is not emptiness, it is renewal, and it is happening in a way that honors your journey without rushing your healing. A concealed brainwave once stored in classified files is said to ignite strong prosperity. In just 7 minutes, you can unlock the switch in your mind that draws abundance like a magnet. Click the link in the video description and comments below to activate your hidden wealth wave right now. There was a time when your thoughts were filled with confusion, where every memory seemed to carry a question that could not be answered, and every feeling seemed to pull you back into a place that no longer served your peace. You tried to understand why things unfolded the way they did, and in that search, you carried more responsibility than you were ever meant to hold. Yet God never placed that burden on you, because what happened was not a reflection of your failure, but a reflection of a connection that was not aligned with the truth of who you are. Now, there is a gentle clarity settling within you, like soft light entering a room that was once closed, showing you that you were always enough and always worthy of respect, care, and understanding. This clarity is not loud or overwhelming. It does not demand your attention in a forceful way, but it stays with you quietly, reminding you that your heart is safe in God's hands. The more you lean into that understanding, the more you will feel the peace that has been waiting for you all along. Type yes to affirm. The person who once stood close to your life is now standing at a distance, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually, because something has shifted in a way that cannot be undone. They are beginning to see what they could not see before, and that realization is unfolding slowly within them, bringing a sense of awareness that carries both understanding and quiet regret. This is not something you need to respond to or engage with, because it is not your responsibility to guide their understanding or ease their feelings. What belongs to you is your healing, your peace, and your continued growth, and those things are already being restored in your life. There is a strength in you that is becoming more visible, not through loud actions or dramatic changes, but through the calm way you are beginning to carry yourself and the quiet confidence that is growing within your spirit. You are no longer trying to explain your worth or prove your value, because you are beginning to understand that those things were never meant to be debated or questioned. They are part of who you are, placed within you by God, and they remain constant regardless of how others choose to see or treat you. You may notice that your heart feels softer now, not in a way that makes you vulnerable to being hurt again, but in a way that allows you to feel peace without fear. This softness is not weakness, it is healing, and it is a sign that your spirit is no longer holding on to the pain that once felt overwhelming. It is a quiet transformation that allows you to move forward without carrying the weight of what has already passed. At times, memories may still come to the surface, bringing with them a mixture of emotions that remind you of what you experienced, but those moments are no longer as heavy as they once were. They pass through your thoughts gently, without taking hold of your heart in the same way, because something within you has changed. You are no longer defined by those memories, and they no longer have the same power over your emotions. If this moment is bringing you comfort and clarity, take a second to like this video as a quiet step of receiving the peace that is unfolding in your life. God is working within you in a way that is steady and intentional, not rushing you, not overwhelming you, but guiding you gently toward a place where your heart can rest without fear. This guidance is not always something you can see clearly, but you can feel it in the calmness that is growing within you and the way your thoughts are becoming more settled. It is a presence that reminds you that you are not walking this path alone, even in moments when everything feels quiet. Type 666 if you trust Jesus. The journey you are on now is not about looking back or trying to understand every detail of what has already happened. It is about moving forward with a sense of peace that allows you to embrace what is ahead without hesitation. You are being led into a space where your heart feels lighter, your spirit feels stronger, and your understanding feels clearer, and that is something that cannot be taken away from you. There is a quiet joy beginning to grow within you, not the kind that comes from temporary happiness or external circumstances, but the kind that comes from knowing that you are safe, valued, and guided by something greater than anything you have faced before. This joy does not need to be loud or visible to others. It exists within you as a steady presence that supports you in ways that go beyond what can be explained. Your ex may continue to feel the weight of their realization, but that is not something that needs to affect your path moving forward, because your journey is no longer connected to theirs in the way it once was. You are free to continue growing, healing, and stepping into the life that God has prepared for you, without being pulled back into a space that no longer aligns with your peace. You are becoming more aware of your own presence, more comfortable in your own space, and more trusting of the path that is unfolding in front of you. This awareness is helping you recognize the value of your own heart and the importance of protecting your peace, and it is guiding you gently toward choices that reflect that understanding. What lies ahead for you is not shaped by what has already happened, but by the strength, clarity, and peace that you are carrying with you now. You are not the same person you were before, and that is not something to fear, it is something to embrace, because it reflects the growth and healing that have taken place within you. God has not only brought you through a difficult season, He has also prepared you for what comes next, and that preparation is something you can trust completely. You are moving forward with a deeper understanding of yourself, a stronger connection to your faith, and a peace that remains steady even when things around you continue to change. Deep within your brain is a small area tied to wealth and success, once hidden in restricted studies and classified documents. This newly uncovered frequency is helping people exchange financial stress for ease, and God has led you to see this message at this very moment. Click the link in the description and comments to activate this hidden brainwave now. What once felt overwhelming is now becoming something distant, something that no longer defines your present or shapes your future in the same way. You are beginning to understand that what happened was never a reflection of your worth or your value, but rather a reflection of a connection that could not hold the depth of who you truly are. That realization brings a kind of peace that is difficult to explain, because it does not come from external validation or from someone else acknowledging your worth. It comes from within, from a place that God has gently restored and strengthened. You are no longer seeking answers from the past, because you are beginning to feel settled in the truth that you already carry within you. There was a time when you gave more than you received, when your kindness was not matched, and when your sincerity was not fully appreciated, and that created a space where your heart felt unbalanced and unsure. Yet, even in those moments, you remain true to who you are, and that is something that cannot be overlooked or taken away. Your ability to remain kind, to remain patient, and to remain hopeful, even in difficult situations, is a reflection of a strength that goes far beyond what most people understand. Type 2323 if you agree. As you continue to move forward, you may notice that your perspective is changing in a way that feels natural and unforced, as if your heart is learning to see things more clearly, without the influence of past emotions clouding your understanding. This clarity allows you to recognize patterns that you may not have seen before, and it helps you understand why certain things unfolded the way they did. This is not about blaming or holding on to resentment. It is about gaining wisdom that protects your peace and guides your future. There is a calm confidence growing within you, a quiet assurance that you are on the right path, even if everything is not fully clear yet. This confidence is not based on control or certainty. It is based on trust in God, trust in your journey, and trust in the fact that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. You are learning to move with that trust instead of against it, and that shift is bringing a sense of ease into your life that was not there before. The person who once played a significant role in your life is now becoming a distant part of your story, not because they no longer matter in any way, but because their role has come to an end. They are beginning to understand the depth of what they had and the significance of what they lost, and that realization is unfolding within them in its own time. This is not something that requires your attention or your involvement, because it is not part of your path anymore. Your focus is no longer on what was, it is on what is and what is yet to come. There is a sense of freedom that comes with this understanding, a feeling of being released from something that once held you back without you even realizing it. This freedom allows you to move forward without hesitation, without second-guessing yourself, and without carrying the weight of past experiences into your present. It is a quiet liberation that brings lightness into your heart and clarity into your mind. If this piece is touching your heart, take a moment to like this video as a simple step of embracing the healing that is unfolding within you right now. God is guiding you gently, not pushing you or rushing you, but leading you step by step into a place where your life feels aligned with truth and peace. This guidance is steady and reliable, even in moments when you may not fully understand where you are being led. You are learning to trust that guidance, to follow it without fear, and to allow it to shape your path in a way that feels natural and right. Type 2020 to claim miracles. You are no longer standing in the same place where you once felt uncertain and lost, because something within you has shifted in a way that cannot be undone. You have grown, you have healed, and you have gained an understanding that allows you to move forward with confidence and peace. This growth is not something that needs to be proven or validated by others. It is something that you can feel within yourself, something that remains steady regardless of external circumstances. There is a quiet strength in you now that was not as visible before, a strength that allows you to face life with a sense of calm instead of fear, with a sense of trust instead of doubt. This strength is not loud or forceful. It is gentle and steady, like a foundation that supports you without needing attention. It is a reflection of the work that God has been doing within you, shaping you into someone who can stand firm in their truth without being shaken by what has already passed. Your future is not defined by your past, and it never was, because what lies ahead of you is being shaped by the strength, clarity, and peace that you now carry within you. You are stepping into a new chapter of your life, one that is not influenced by what has already happened, but by who you have become through your journey. This chapter is filled with possibilities that are aligned with your true self, with your faith, and with the path that God is leading you on. There is a sense of calm anticipation in your heart, a quiet awareness that something good is unfolding, even if you cannot fully see it yet. This awareness is not based on external signs or immediate changes. It is based on the inner peace that is growing within you, guiding you gently toward what is meant for you. You are learning to trust that feeling, to move with it, and to allow it to lead you forward without resistance. You are no longer carrying the same questions, the same doubts, or the same emotional weight that once followed you, because those things have been replaced with understanding, clarity, and peace. This transformation is not temporary, it is lasting, and it is something that will continue to grow as you move forward on your journey. A 7-second brainwave approach, previously limited to elite groups and stored in classified files, is now available to everyone, and many call it the 30-second miracle. Researchers claim it stimulates a dormant brain center associated with prosperity and blessings. Click the link in the comments below before it is removed from the internet again. God is with you in every step you take, guiding you, supporting you, and reminding you that you are not alone, that you are valued, and that your life has purpose beyond what you have already experienced. You are moving forward with a heart that is lighter, a spirit that is stronger, and a mind that is clearer, and that is something that cannot be taken away from you. You may begin to realize that the heaviness you once carried is no longer present in the same way, and that your heart is no longer reacting to old memories with the same intensity as before. This is not because those experiences have been erased, but because they have been transformed into something that no longer has power over you. There was a time when your spirit felt entangled, as if your energy was tied to something that constantly pulled you back into emotional confusion, and you could not fully understand why it was so difficult to feel free. That feeling did not come from weakness, and it was not something you imagined, because there was a deeper connection that affected you beyond what could be seen on the surface. Now that connection has been gently broken, not by force, but by the quiet authority of God restoring what belongs to you and removing what never truly belonged in your life. This release is allowing your spirit to return to its natural state, one that is peaceful, grounded, and aligned with truth. You are beginning to notice that your thoughts are becoming clearer, your emotions are becoming more balanced, and your reactions are no longer driven by the same patterns that once controlled your inner world. This is a sign that your heart is no longer bound by what has already passed, and that your spirit is moving freely in a way that reflects healing and growth. It may feel unfamiliar at first, because you spent so much time in a place where your energy was being affected by something outside of you, but this new sense of freedom is real and lasting. Type yes to affirm. There is also a quiet restoration of your identity happening within you, one that goes beyond how you see yourself on the surface and reaches into the deeper understanding of who you truly are. You are no longer defining yourself based on how you were treated or how someone else perceived you, because you are beginning to see yourself through a clearer and more truthful lens. This shift is not something that needs to be announced or proven. It is something that you carry within you, something that shows in the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you move through your life. The realization that your ex is experiencing is continuing to unfold, but it is no longer something that has any connection to your emotional state or your sense of peace. Their awareness belongs to their journey, just as your healing belongs to yours, and there is a natural separation that is taking place without conflict or resistance. This separation is not something to fear, it is something to embrace, because it is creating space for your life to move forward without being tied to something that no longer aligns with your truth.